Hi everyone, welcome back to my floss tube. My name is Rachel, this is Lindy Stitching, and today is one of my little crafty vlogs. So this weekend we have a long weekend, and I figured what better time to bring you guys along on all my little crafty weekend adventures that I get up to. I have a lot of FFO plans that I want to get done with this extra day off of work, so I thought I would make a little vlog for you. It's already about like 1 o'clock on Saturday. I did start the FFOing earlier this morning, but I just wasn't ready to start the vlog yet. I just wasn't vibing right. But the first project I ended up finishing was this drum. And I didn't get any footage of this because I was like, well, I'm probably not going to finish it today. It's going to be too hard, whatever. But it ended up coming out so cute. I wish I had taken some clips. But just to tell you a little bit about this, this is the top band of Autumn in the City by Crocette Gogo. And I started this and chose not to complete the sampler like 2 years ago now. And it's just been sitting in my project roll, and I finally FFO'd it. I've been saving this orange corduroy fabric. And finally, it is a drum. So I followed Helen D's tutorial, the East Coast Crafter. Amazing tutorial. She shows you how to do both stitching on the side and stitching on the top of the drum and how to finish it really well. It's got a solid bottom, a puffy top, and I'm super happy with it. I think for my first time, it came out really well. It's a little lopsided, but that's okay. I was able to stuff a ton of stuffing in here. I do wish the top was a little puffier, but that's just because my batting wasn't super puffy and thick. So next time, that's just something for me to keep in mind. But all in all, I'm really happy with this. Even though it's January, I'm probably going to put it up immediately because it deserves to have its day to shine. And then I'll put it away when I put up Christmas decorations in 12 months. But anyway, that was the first thing I got done. I also FFO'd some Mill Hills earlier. I had one that I wanted to do surgery on, so I originally finished this snail as a magnet, but I ended up taking the magnet off and doing a felt backing with a little ornament hanger. And then I had to FFO for the first time my berry jam jar, which has just been sitting around again for months, waiting for me to just attach the felt and the ornament hanger on it. I decided ornaments are going to be my go-to for my Mill Hills, and just by default, that's I think what I'm going to do. And I don't know, I'm liking them right now. I have some pretty beads that I put on there. So anyway, those are our first three things done. Like I said, it's like 1 o'clock. So the next thing I'm going to do is get some coffee and head to the store. It was supposed to storm this weekend, but it's surprisingly nice out, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I have a couple projects I want to try and find a hoop for. Well, a couple of hoops for a couple of projects. And we'll just see if anything else sparks our interest while we're out. Hi, baby girl. Sybil keeps hitting herself in the face, so she's got a fat lip. But, oh, hello. Oh, thank you. I just made it to Michael's, and I thought I'd show you guys what we're shopping for, kind of. So I brought 2 charts with me, or 2 patterns, projects, whatever, that I want to buy hoops for. So first up is the Santa Factory. So I want to get a circle hoop for him. And then the other one I brought was the Spooky Haunted House by PocketMamaShop. This one could be a round hoop, could be an oval hoop. She finished it in like a rounded square. We'll see what we find. This one, I really want one of those like flexi wooden hoops. I think Michael's has them. I just don't know if they have them in the right size. So we'll see if we find what we want for that. This one, I'm open to options. And then I'll probably have to go to Hobby Lobby after this too, because I need some sewing stuff while I'm out. I might as well get it. And I just don't think Michael's is going to be able to have it all for me. Rip Joanne's. So I'll go to Michael's, run to Hobby Lobby, and then Hobby Lobby is right by Goodwill. So I'll probably stop in Goodwill as a little reward because I haven't been there in several months. So I'll see if I can find anything good and any good deals. Well, I was hoping that would be a significantly more successful trip. Wasn't. I still ended up spending $50, but I did not get any hoops. I'll show you guys what I got at Michael's. So I ended up getting 3 hoops at Michael's, but they're only ovals. So I got 2 this size, and they are 6 by 7.5, and then I got 1 larger one. I'm crossing my fingers that one might fit strawberry naps, not sure, but they're still not right for the 2 projects I brought with me, so I'm probably just gonna have to order something on Amazon, which I was trying to avoid even harder than shopping at Hobby Lobby, but whatever. At Hobby Lobby I did buy some cute fabric. I bought strawberry fabric. I am gonna make a bag for the Strawberry Moon Sal year 3. So I figure I'll make a bag with that, because I was already going to the cutting counter because I needed to stock up on fusible interfacing and batting. And then I was buying some black fabric too, just like plain black cotton for some other finishing and a flat fold and stuff. And I was like, well, if I'm already gonna stand in line and wait for 6 people to get their fabric cut, I'm gonna get something cute. So I got strawberry fabric, and I got bias tape, so I didn't have to make my own binding, but I don't think this color actually matches. So that's annoying. I might still end up making my own. We'll see. And then I got some upholstery thread, because when I'm lacing and stuff, I pull so tight that my regular, like, all-purpose thread usually snaps, and that's not ideal. So that was the other thing I need to stock up on. But anyway, I'm gonna go to Goodwill and hopefully I'll find something good there, and it'll make this whole trip worth it. We are in the basement. That trip to the store wasn't my favorite, wasn't as successful as I was hoping, but I came home and I FFO'd my next project. So this is Quaker Stocking by JBW Designs, or a Quaker Stocking maybe. And sorry, I'm holding the camera, so sorry if it's a little shaky. Anyway, so this is a Quaker Stocking by JBW Designs. And I stitched this in December with some Tudor silk by Gloriana on Weeks Dye Works Cornsilk. And this was a wedding gift. And I just FFO'd it on mat board, same as I do all my other ornament finishes. And I did some DMC cording. This is DMC 815 and DMC Etoile in 814. And if you're wondering why they're 2 different numbers, just one apart, it's none of your business. It's none of my business. It's none of anybody's business. This is what we came out with. So I'm really, really happy with how that came out. And I've got the little hanger in the corner and just red plaid on the back. It's kind of like a, I don't know what word to describe this, but it's not red and white. It's like a very off-white. So I really like it. I used a little trick on my iPad where I took a picture of the stitching and used something in the photo for like a size reference that I could blow it up and kind of outline the size of the mat board since it was this funky shape and not just like a circle or a square. And overall, I think it worked out pretty well. I just did the basting stitch to gather the fabric and then laced it up to pull the tension where it needed to. And I repeated that for the front and back and stitched them together, and there we go. I will say my hands were cramping up by the end of this because I stitched, hand stitched that drum earlier today, and then hand stitching this and whatever else I was doing. I'm just like, my hands are ready for a break, and I haven't even cross stitched. Lots of hand sewing happening today, which I'm very happy about. The last thing I'm going to do before I go upstairs for dinner is start surgery on this. So this was my Jingle Ball ornament in 2024, and I used this pre-made trim that I had, but I hate it. It's like a very plasticky, like it's way too big. I just don't like it. I was originally going to use the 815 that I bought at Michael's today, which ended up in this stocking. It was a whole ordeal. So I don't think I have thread. I'll have to check my like full skeins of DMC. I don't think I have any thread to make and sew on cording for this today, but I can at least get it started by taking off the cording that's already on here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to clean up my workstation because it's a disaster. And then I think it's time to go upstairs and kind of settle in for the night on the couch and get some cross stitching done. I'm gonna look at Notion and see what DMC colors I used. Yeah, what was that green one? If I can remember how my Notion works. Oh, that's 501. I might have more of that. Because the red that I used, just, that cording was not the vibe. But I don't have, hello? I used a fancy floss for his hat, and I don't think I have enough of that to make cording. It's this. Like, that's not, and it's already cut. That is not enough at all. Like, they're not even long enough, you know? What is this? 520? $367. I don't know. It's just enough to wait. But at least step one is done. I don't know. I don't think that would look right. Alright everybody, checking in for day 2 of the vlog. It is Sunday, just afternoon. Just got home from running some errands and getting coffee and all those fun things. And it's time to get going for the day. So, I still have several projects on our stack. And I thought I'd kind of walk you through the rest of the stuff that I want to get done in the next day or two. So right on top, of course, we have the ornament that I started surgery on last night and didn't finish. So would love to finish this up, but only if I can find the right color trim. This might have to wait till tomorrow. I don't plan on going back out to the store today, but I just don't know if I have the right, I don't think I have the right floss to finish this. So this might have to wait till tomorrow. Then I've got my Santa and Haunted House that we took shopping yesterday. These we're gonna measure and order something for off of Amazon probably, unless I can find a good deal on Etsy or something. I don't know. Those are those. Next we have Lucy Gray, and I haven't shown this in a while, I don't think, unless you watch my finish parade. This is Strawberry Naps, Strawberry Dreams, one of those from Lindy Stitches. The light never shows, but it's a cute baby pink fabric. And I think my big hoop from yesterday will fit this. So we're gonna try this, and that'll be a cute little FFO. Then I wanna do a stand-up, which I've never done before, and I'm gonna do that with Apothecary shop. So I need to look up how to do a stand-up. I feel like I know the general idea, but I'm gonna watch at least one tutorial before I attempt it, I think. So we'll finish this into a little stand-up. It'll be long and skinny, and then that can get packed away for fall. I've got to do a flat finish on June, one of my Crochet à Gogo monthlies, and I've got to do Merry Christmas, which I want to turn into a pillow. So I got some backing fabric when I was home at Hobby House, and this is Lady Dot Creates Tomato velveteen, so it's just like a deep red, and I thought this would be a good color match to the floss that I used. And then I don't have trim as of right now, but I do have the Jingle Ball little like pack of like rickrack and trim and whatnot, so I'll look through this and see if I want to use something from here on the pillow or if I'll just leave it edgeless for now. I'll see what happens, but yeah, that's a big pile of stuff to get through. So I think I'm gonna start with strawberry naps, and then I'll probably move on to this 2 things that need mat board, and we'll just go from there. Thankfully, this is gonna be a perfect fit. I think I'm actually gonna put interfacing on this. I don't know how people usually do it when they do a hoop finish, but it feels like she deserves interfacing. I don't know. I'm fully guessing right now. I truly have no idea how to do a hoop finish. I don't think I've ever done one in my whole life. Look at this. It came out so good. Love the hoop. Love this little beaded hanger that I made. It's got a little bit of slack in it, which I was trying to avoid, but whatever. I think it'll get hidden by whatever hook I end up using, so it'll be fine. Anyway, there's Lucy Gray, all set to go. I've got her just hanging on the wall here while I do some other stuff. Now, next up in my pile is June. I just went ahead and put interfacing on the back, which I actually did for Lucy Gray too. I wasn't sure if people use interfacing in hoops or not, but with the shape of the oval, I couldn't get the right size, like insert like a, I was trying to use like this watercolor paper that's kind of heavy, but not cardboard. Then I tried using a cereal box, couldn't get that to work either, so whatever. I just ended up interfacing the chart, interfacing the project, and popping it in, and then lacing the back, and just whatever. So, back to this. I interfaced June. I haven't interfaced any of the other Crochet à Gogos that I've finished, but I feel like this deserves better than the other ones that I've finished, because I started finishing those when I didn't really have any finishing experience, and I have done significantly more FFOs now, so I don't know if they'll ever get redone, but nonetheless, I want to give this a nice finish. I want it to look nice so that I can hang it up. Also, my margins, even for me, and like finishing these myself, this feels too tight. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out some mat board, get this measured and cut out. I use one piece that's like pretty snug to the size of the chart, like hardly any margin on the front. And then I think I add like a 1/2 inch-ish to the back piece that I back with fabric. However, I don't think I have a good fabric to use. I thought I had like just a plain red cotton, but I don't see one. The only, or I should say the best option I have is this like red corduroy-esque. It's not corduroy, but I don't know. Let's see if it'll focus. I don't know what it is. I bought it at the reuse store. So this is like the best option I have, but I just don't like it. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this mounted, and then cut out the piece for the back, and then just kind of set it aside. And eventually when I get some red fabric or a good strawberry fabric, I will use that. Because I feel like it needs red. Like I could put it on a pink or blue or whatever, or green, but I feel like it needs red. It's literally a strawberry project. I feel like it needs red. And I did try the strawberry fabric that I got yesterday at Hobby Lobby, but that just wasn't the right color either. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till it's the right piece, but I can at least get it started today. Last thing I need to do before I call it quits for a bit is get the embroidery hoops off of Amazon. So I think for the Santa, I want a 5-inch circle. And then for the haunted house, honestly, I'm kind of liking the like square-ish or like rectangular hoops with the edges. I don't know if that's making any sense. Something like this. Something like that, or even like rectangles or whatever. This is a set of 9 for $25, which I don't need, but I would be open to a smaller set. There's also like these bigger ones here. And then there's this like multi-pack, but I just bought some, so I feel like I don't need that. I guess that would have been good if I didn't buy those ones at Michael's already. So I'm gonna scroll through here. Hopefully I find something for a decent price and I can order that. I also haven't measured the haunted house yet, so I don't know what size exactly I'm looking for. Ooh, a hexagon. Yeah, these ones are hexagons. But again, I don't need that many. I just want a couple. 6-inch embroidery hoops, 3 pieces. That could work. How big is my haunted house? 6 by 6. Oh, that would actually be perfect. Okay, I see this pack of 6-inch and it's like octagon squarish situation. So I can go get those because they're $11. And then I just need to find a 5-inch hoop and we'll be on our way. Hello everybody. It's been about a week since that last clip of me shopping for hoops and I kind of forgot to finish this vlog. So that was Sunday night that you just saw, and Monday, Martin Luther King Day, I had off of work. Obviously that was the last day of the long weekend and I ended up just stitching all day. I really hadn't stitched the rest of the weekend. I know I said a couple times like I was ready to just go upstairs, veg out on the couch, do some stitching, but by the time I would get upstairs and clean up and everything, I was just too tired. My hands hurt from hand sewing so much and I was just too tired to stitch like Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. So Monday I spent most of the day stitching, got a lot of progress done, but that meant I didn't really have anything to show on the vlog. And then with going back to work, you know, life got crazy again, didn't finish. And this weekend I've been doing some more FFOing. It's Monday the 25th, I think, 26th, something like that. And so I've been doing more FFOing this weekend, more stitching. We're in the middle of a big snowstorm here in the United States, really most of the United States. And I know Kentucky has definitely been hit hard too. We've got lots of snow and ice. So we are home again today. Technically I'm working remote, so I'm just filming this little clip on my lunch break today. But I thought before I end off this vlog, I would just kind of give you a rundown of everything I did last weekend and what I've done since last weekend, because there were a couple of projects you didn't get to see in the footage. So I guess we'll start with the first thing that I showed in the video, and this is my drum that I made. So like I said, this is the top band of Autumn in the City by Crocette Gogo. I stitched this 2/2 on 32 count taupe Lugana, and I used Helen D's tutorial for this drum finish with some orange corduroy fabric on top and bottom. And I'm super happy with this. It's been on my bookshelf all week and I'm obsessed. It is not getting put away for sure. Okay, then I've got this box of FFOs. So I guess I'll pull out next my 2 hoops. So the hoops ended up coming in the mail super quick. So I was able to FFO Spooky Haunted House. So this piece was stitched 2/2 on a scrap of Brown Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. I don't remember if it was 32 or 36 count, but I stitched it with all the called for colors. It's by Sarah Ann of PocketMamaShop. And it fit absolutely perfectly in the hoop that I found, and I stitched it, or I finished it with some felt on the back. And then I did basically the same thing for the Santa Factory. He is just in a round hoop. It's got the same type of finishing on the back. However, one thing I did on this was he's supposed to have a charm in his mitten right here. And the called for Mill Hill charm is out of commission, out of stock, whatever, it's not made anymore. And I did buy other charms to put on, but I don't know where I put them. I probably showed them in a video like 2 or 3 months ago, and then I don't know where they are. So for now, I've got a little pin on the back, and I actually just didn't finish the stitch all the way around, so this will like flap open. I can sew on a charm when I feel ready to do so. But for now, this is a finish until I decide that he needs a charm. He also looks good without a charm, so I don't know, I might just keep him like this. I just need to remember that there's a pin in here and it's not completely closed up, but it is good enough for hanging on the wall. Okay, other things. So we've got a couple of ornaments. So I know you saw one of these. This is a Quaker stocking by JBW Designs. Stitched 2/1 on 30 count Cornsilk by Weeks Dye Works with a Gloriana Tudor silk. And then the cording on this I showed you already, but it's DMC 815 and DMC Etoile 814. And I think it looks really, really nice. And the back is this like red plaid. And then you didn't get to see me add the cording on this one, but I was able to stop by the shop last week and I got DMC 902 to make a cording hanger for this Santa ornament. I think it looks so much better. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. Just with a much smaller, much more minimal cording. So that is how this little guy turned out. I don't remember if this had a name. I just know it was the Jingle Ball freebie in 2024. All right, my flat finish, I don't think I got any footage of this either, but I finished Apothecary Shop. So this is a flat fold. It's got spiderweb fabric on the back. The inside is all black, and then just Apothecary Shop on the front, obviously. And it's got this little piece of fabric here so that it only opens so wide, and I'm really happy with this. I don't have any like cording or trim on it right now. I wasn't sure if I wanted cording, to be honest with you. It didn't, like, cording didn't feel like it would fit, but also, like, I don't know what trim would fit the aesthetic and vibe of this piece. So for now, it's just like this. And if I ever find a black trim that I think fits it well, I can always add that on later. And I followed a tutorial for this as well that I can link in the description box. It was really easy. I just used hot glue to assemble this. No sewing necessary, which was great because I did a lot of sewing last weekend and this weekend. Okay, then we'll do June. So this got laced onto some mat board, and I left my like measurements readable there so that if I have to cut another piece of mat board for the back of this, like the second piece to fully finish this, I can. But there is June all laced and ready to go. And I did cut a piece of mat board, which maybe I already lost. It should be in this box somewhere. Oh, here it is. So it's already got the piece for the back. I just need to get fabric. So this is like half done. And then last but not least, we've got my Mill Hills. So first off, last weekend, I think there was some footage of these. I finished my snail and berry jam jar. So the snail, like I said, was previously finished with like a stiff paperback and a magnet, but I took the magnet off and added some felt and a hanger. And I did blue because that's what I had. And then the berry jam jar didn't have anything yet, so I did a white hanger and white felt. Love that one, super cute. And then just yesterday, I finished stitching, finished beading, and FFO'd my pizza slice by Mill Hill. So this was a whip that I brought into 2026, and it is already done. And it is supposed to look like a white pizza with sausage rather than your normal pepperoni pizza slice. I hope the camera's focusing. And I think it came out really, really good. So I'll have more details about this in my January wrap-up floss tube, but just another FFO to add to the pile. I was really, really happy to get this done yesterday. And last but not least, I was able to get my pillow sewn and stuffed yesterday. So this is Merry Christmas by Hobby House Press. I've never made a pillow this big, and I'm really, really happy with the finish. Again, I didn't add any trim. Nothing that I had in stash was quite right. So if I feel like later it needs something, I can always add that on, you know, when I get it. But for now, it is just this beautiful pillow, and it's got a red velveteen back. This is the color Tomato or Tomato, I forget. It's a play on the word tomato, but it's just like a really nice Christmas red velveteen. And I did put interfacing on the stitching and stuffed it as tight as I could get it. I wanted the pillow to be pretty flat, like I didn't want it super puffed out. And so as I was stuffing and like jamming the stuffing in there, I kept like pressing it down like this to make sure that it was dense, but also not super rounded, if that makes sense. So here is Merry Christmas. Again, really, really happy with this. And this has also been on the shelf for the last couple days, or I guess I just finished it yesterday. It's the last day. It's been sitting on the shelf even though it's not Christmas. So my living room is a little confused by the seasons right now, but that's okay. I'm really, really happy with it. and I appreciate you guys hanging out while I showed you some of these FFOs. I hope the vlog was at least fun. I love just watching cross-stitch content and just having someone to like hang out with during the day. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll stick around and see my next FlossTube update that comes out at the beginning of February. Thanks for watching and happy stitching.